Eric, tell me a little bit about what you do.
Strive Sports Director is what is currently on my business card, and so do a lot of the content for StriveSports.com. And in the last couple of days, I guess you might say this school year, one of the things that have been trying to do with myself, along with our Strive Education Director, Sarah Bruni, is visiting more of our schools and being a little more intentional about visiting our schools. So we've made some trips back in November. We made a couple in December, and then Sarah and I were on the road yesterday and today, actually. So kind of fun to be here in Tecumseh. We were actually up in Cook earlier this afternoon and talked with some of the middle school kids that are working with Class Intercom, which is another company of Strive. And so doing some social media stuff there. So it has been fun to be out and about. My first time to be at JCC during a game, so I get to see. I've seen pictures of this setup you guys have, so it's cool to be here and actually get to be in this thing. This is cool.
So building on that, what's one of your favorite parts of your job?
Seeing everybody. Coming to Tecumseh and seeing Marcus Shear, who is we call him one of our Strive superstars. Marcus does a great job with you guys. Does a great job with the Strive program, the broadcasts for Johnson County Central. If people watch other Strive broadcasts, they don't all look like what you guys have. Marcus does a great job with you. So love talking with teachers and students, and also the events. We do a lot when it comes to state events. So love going to state volleyball, football, basketball. Wrestling is an incredible atmosphere. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, I would highly recommend one of two things. I would definitely go Saturday for the championship round. Be there early enough for the Parade of Champions and all of the fanfare that comes with the Saturday championship round for state wrestling. If you can't make it Saturday, go Friday night. Get there before 5 for the Heartbreak round. It is the most intense 3 hours of wrestling you'll see. It's really awesome. So I love the events, and I also love going to the schools.
So now, lots of people start with stuff early in their life. How did you get drug into a career like this? Did you broadcast early on, or how'd this come about?
No. So I was actually a graduate from Geneva. I was the last class of Geneva before it became Fillmore Central, and we had an every other week news program. And I never was going to be on a mic or in front of a camera. No, I videoed everything, and I did all of that editing. Went to school at UNK for video production. Stumbled backwards into radio and discovered, well, I kind of like radio. Like, this is kind of fun. And was really fortunate to get a job in radio in Belleville, Kansas, right out of college. Did that for 11 years, and then Tony Chapman, who actually writes for Strive Sports and helped Taylor Siebert get Strive Sports going, kind of as you know it, is my cousin. And he's like, hey, I think you should talk to Taylor. And so we had a couple conversations, and a radio guy became a Strive guy. That's where I'm at now.
Interesting. So now segueing a little bit more to Strive, other than you personally, I try to describe Strive to people that don't know what it is. How would you do it in your words?
The short answer, I guess, we try to say is we provide a platform, support, and education for schools across the Midwest now, because now we're into Kansas as well, to be able to produce and stream their own school events, whether that be a ball game, graduation, a concert. There are plenty of media companies in Nebraska and across the United States that will go to a school and do it. But this is an opportunity for the school to control the message of what's going out, but also to give kids an opportunity, like yourself, to do this. If I was in high school doing what you are doing right now, absolutely not. Never would have done it. I'd have been sitting at the other end of the table watching Wirecast is where I would have been. If Strive was around when I was in high school, I would not be the announcer that I am. I guess that's the best way to say that.
Well, you said that way better than I could have. And then one final question. So you do a lot for Strive. What does the future of Strive look like for you?
Oh, boy, that's a good question, because I don't know what next week looks like, let alone the future and big picture. So we are growing. We work with over 120 schools across Nebraska and now Kansas. So, yes, there will be an expansion into Kansas, which means it's not a huge jump to think that sometime in the near future we'll be in Iowa or in South Dakota or in Missouri or who knows where. So we really we try to provide that support and that education as best we can. And if our model fits with schools in other states, then hopefully that's where we can go.
Okay, well, thank you for coming and talking to our Strive crew today and also for this quick interview. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you for having us.